Hello everyone and welcome back. We are now at the mansion, which is the final mission in the game. The mansion is a maze with multiple pathways, and if you take the wrong one, you'll eventually be led back out here to the entrance. In true beat-em-up fashion, the final level just throws everything you've already seen back at you, and sometimes harder. This intro area isn't too much trouble, it's just like all the other fights we've been through so far, though it is the last really normal fight in the game. After this, assuming you take the right path, all of the other fights will have some sort of special gimmick to them. Not a gimmick in the way you're probably thinking, though. A gimmick using the existing game mechanics. I don't know what that pipe guy's doing down there on the bottom of the screen. He's just kind of been bumping up against the wall for a while. Maybe his AI broke. There he goes. I guess we just had to move. So yeah, I guess it is a fuck ton of enemies, but it's still something you've already been doing the entire game, so if you can't make it past this intro section, you probably got here through luck. The key, as always, is to be super aggressive, and if you feel like it, like I discussed last video, you can avoid the person with the weapon until they're one of the last ones standing. So that way you only have to fight one enemy with a weapon. Life hacks. Hashtag. Hashtag sounds like a drug thing. So the gimmick for this fight is that they break all the rules by throwing two enemies with weapons at you at the same time, the sheer horror. Enemies that use weapons have longer range and they can knock you over in one hit, but all you have to do is move up or down and then punch them when they come to your plane. And then that's handled for you. Alternatively, you can be a show-off and jump over their head and punch them from behind like I keep doing. And I decided to punch enemies while they're down on purpose, since you didn't get to see that really for the rest of the game. Alright, this room is the motorcycle room. For some reason, they let them ride motorcycles indoors. And this looks like a really nice carpet, too. This fucker must be really rich. Alright, it's time for the boss rush, kinda. We fight two of the first boss and two of the second boss, but we don't fight the third boss. Now we can take out this boss the same way we took out the second boss, just by using our running attack over and over as soon as they stand up. The second boss character doesn't attack that often either, so it really makes this a piece of cake. Unless that happens. After you reach the first bosses, you want to start going left instead of right. And we'll come across the second boss again. Except this time they seem to be a lot more aggressive and more prone to grab you. They tend to do that right when you're in the middle of a combo, too. Fortunately, we can beat them the same way that we beat the previous bosses, by dashing right into them. Now, I do have a bit of a problem here. And this is the first time I die is in this room. I was not aware of this, but it is entirely possible to be stun-locked by these enemies up against a wall, because they can grab you before you can move out of their way. This only happens if you're right up against a wall, though, and I think this is where I demonstrate it. I press up, and I get grabbed. I press down, and I get grabbed. Well, I pressed up both times there, but I pressed down there. So yeah, I was stuck. I think it's really funny that this game for the Sega Master System, which is very short on dialogue, has names to let you know who's speaking. But games that are actually more dialogue-heavy, for later systems like Punisher on the Sega Genesis, you just have to guess who's saying what. I'm not saying it's hard to guess, but still, there's no indication of who's saying what other than the context. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final boss. And I don't know how he's different than the other bosses, except he breaks your combo way easier and he has a gun. So obviously just flat out punching him is a terrible idea, so what are you supposed to do? Well, duh, we just dash at him like we have with every boss so far. And he goes down exactly as easy, except for the aforementioned gun, which will kill you in one hit. Now, you could consider it cheap to give a boss a one-hit kill weapon, but considering how easy it is to dodge and the game's only 20 minutes long, I think it can be forgiven. Like, I died right there and I'm not even mad. It's one of those situations where you reason with yourself, what's the worst that could happen? I have to spend another 20 minutes? Oh no. But yeah, this boss is easy as cake, and when you see him start to draw his gun, just move up or down to avoid the gunfire. Simple as that.